basically I drew up this for the lights. Already had it all set up. I'll just show you how it works first, and then we'll actually work on it. So I'm rendering right now. What about backgrounds? Okay, you can see it's lit up here, but I'm just gonna change my background to a dark color. Alright. If I render it, you guys can see that it's dark, there's shadows, there's light here and inside here, and there's no light behind it, and it's dark up here. Oh, you guys can, this looks pretty graphic right here. Alright. So you guys can see this is actually a spotlight. A spotlight directs light like a flashlight to a specific location. This one was hitting this piece and this piece, so you guys can see it. That's how that one works. So to get that spotlight, you can either open up a tool. This is the rendering tool, and it has this light here. If you hold down on your left mouse key, you can get to these lights, these first three. The first one is an actual point light, which just is a big point where light comes from. So it's shown as a bulb. So it's basically that. It's a bulb, and the light comes from all around, no matter which direction you're looking at from. Flash directs light to a specific location. You magnify the area or reduce it. I'll show that a little bit more. And the distance light. This distance light is just a light outside. Doesn't have a specific location. Just everything is lit up. And the actual distance light. There we go. Rendering. So if you go to web light, distance light, you just specify a location for distance and a direction of the light, and intensity and all that, color. There's other. How about I just go one by one? All right. So we start with a spotlight. The thing about spotlights is, first of all, you can select it from here, or you can go to View, Render, Light, New Point Light. Sorry, spot, point light. They call it point. Spot is the other one. Sorry. So, point light. That's the one you want. You would place it in a position. You can name it. That way, you know which one's which. It's like point light on left. It's on the right, but that's okay. And you specify the intensity. It's set at 1. Just keep it as a default. You can always go, reduce it. Each light. There's a status. S. It's either on or off. You decide if you want the light to be on or off. And I'm just clicking escape, and it goes back to the previous menu. If anybody's wondering how I'm getting back to that. Then W is for shadows. So you can decide how sharp the shadows. And the other one, that third from last one, the attenuation. I don't even know how to say it. The one with the A. It's so much. It's hard. It's impossible to explain how it works. You'd have to look it up and research. If you're really into light and you're actually going to be working for a light company, then you would probably be focused more into that. But I have no idea how to do that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it works. I decided. I mean, if you're just doing design parts and you just want a light, you don't really want to go through all this just to give it a specific magic, light that has all these specifications. So you probably need just a point light or a spotlight or a distance light for any design purposes. There is another light, the sun status, which is pretty awesome. But let me just finish with this one. The color. Of course, you can switch the color of your light, so any color you want. You can use the index if you know the numbers. It's the same numbers used in HTML for those who know how to use that. So that's the spotlight, and any object that is surrounded by it, like see this, and it has a thickness, the light won't go through it. So that's, and as you can see right now, you guys can't see where the lights are lighting up my objects, but you can actually see that this side's the shadowed side, this one has the lit up side. So it actually previews you, even though you can still see the object barely, but you can still see it. It's pretty cool. So before you render or anything, wait till it renders. You actually can tell how your light is being focused on your object. The sun status, that's more architectural. Let's see. If I go here to, I think, hold on one second, I'm going to pause this. So you do guys have the sun status option, which is over here actually set up. So up here usually you have a properties on the side if you're the older models, and you actually specify where you're located on Earth based on longitude and latitude. You can use even Google Earth. You can, so if you go to import current location from Google Earth, it will direct you to that. We can actually do this right now. Alright, maybe we can't. You would actually have Google Earth installed into your computer, which I don't. Should have done that. But again, you can specify location by longitude and latitude right here. So if you know your exact location, I think Google, if you Google your address, you'll still get a longitude, latitude, which is pretty cool. So you can just copy those and type them in, and then you pick the time zones and coordinations of elevation. So what elevation you're at, because if there's mountains nearby, they'll consider that. If you're a lower elevation, if you're on top of the mountain, there's of course a difference between the lights you get. The angle at which you're looking at. But basically, the best part about this is you can predict where the light will be in a specific time of the year or season. That way, if you're designing your windows at an architectural building, you can design, you want your windows to be more on the north side, no south side for winter to get more heat in, more light. And during the summer, you want less light on the north side because that's where that's major light comes in from the summer light. So I mean, that's more architectural. If you guys want to go through this, I have no problem. Does anybody have any questions on this?
That's pretty interesting when you're designing your own house and stuff.
So that's the sun and the spot, which is our two, just the main ones. Now let's just get into the spot one.